Hey guys, it's Carrie from Stamp with CT, and with me in the craft room is Dale, the crafty husband,
Howdy.
and we are here to bring you the October 2025 stamp class. It is featuring a beautiful suite collection from the mini catalog called Traditions of Christmas, and it is a mega suite with two stamp die bundles, some fabulous designer series paper, an embossing folder, ribbon, and embellishments. It's just a really beautiful suite. So we do pre-record this video because at the same time that we release the class video, we also have an in-person class. So just to let you know, I do have, I think, two kits left for this class. And in order to get the class, all you have to do is place an order, a minimum order of at least $25, and then you get all of the supplies free that you can make the projects, or it's just a flat $20. Either way, and we can send you this packet. But like I said, I only have two left. So if you want one, let us know right away. Okay, what page is that on, Dee?
It's on page 21.
Okay, starting on page 21, but this is a lot of information in the catalog with the products, with samples, goes on for several pages. So you've got lots of information and inspiration that you can get from the catalog. Don't forget that you can always go there to find some inspiration and get started if you are kind of struggling to get started with your crafting. That's a great place to get ideas. There's templates and lots of beautiful samples. We've got a couple of stamp die bundles. Let's start with this one, Dee.
Okay, the traditional labels.
Yes, so this is the sentiment stamp set in this mega suite. And it has these beautiful labels that go with it. We do want to talk to you just a little bit about these dies. One of the things that we noticed is a lot of times there will be small holes in the dies in the actual metal part of the die where you are able to use a paper piercer and help loosen the die, the piece that's cut with the die. And these dies don't have that, do they?
They do not.
And so we probably should have even cut one. We might still do that and show kind of a tip that you have to help get it out of the die cut machine. But you definitely, we want to bring up the fact that you can kind of pre-treat your dies with either wax paper, a used dryer sheet. You want to cut the die, cut the image with the die with the wax paper or dryer sheet. It kind of coats your die, and that makes it much easier when you go back then and you use cardstock. So you were cutting a stack of maybe what, 20 of one of the dies?
14.
14.
Yeah.
And so he ran it through with wax paper first, and that really helped to be able to get the cardstock out of the die. So if you've ever had trouble with cardstock sticking, like with an intricate die or something like this, where you just don't have a way to get it started to come out of the die, that's a good tip. But beautiful frames that you can use on your sentiments, labels, and really nice sentiments as well in this set.
I really like the intricate patterns and all in these.
I do too, because it cuts, but it also embosses and does some stitching around the edges. It does even some little slits. So yeah, they're beautiful dies, but especially when you're cutting a bunch, it can be a little frustrating. So it's nice to know that tip.
Take
You
it slow.
yes, take it slow and just be patient. And we will, at the very end, help me remember to
Okay.
go back and we'll cut one right quick and show them your tip because I really like your tip.
Okay.
What you got
I
next?
got the next stamp die bundle.
Okay.
The floral patterns with the it's the Christmas greenery,
Mm-hmm.
and these you have two dies that cut out the stamped images, but it also cuts out they cut out the same images on the
Designer
DSP.
series paper. Yes, yes. And we're actually going to use one of those images tonight. So yes, that's great when they do that, isn't
And
it?
then each of the flowers has a little cutout
Mhm.
die part for it, and and then it's got this standalone fern piece that's
There's also the holly. So you've got a couple of different dies that are kind of standalone
yeah.
pieces.
So
So did you get a dimensional or something stuck on your arm?
what? Yes,
Okay. I was like,
I have it.
what is
I have
happening?
embellishments stuck to my
Oh,
arm.
embellishment stuck to
Yes,
your arm. Well, better than your legs, right?
I would think so. because when you're
You
on there,
experienced that as well,
yeah,
also.
what's this bump on my leg?
All right, this beautiful set of embellishments. I love these so much. They're sparkling
Says, yes, sparkling sequin.
sequins. Yes, I was thinking I knew the name of them. Then they're so pretty and shiny.
Yes, they are.
And a lovely ribbon in real red. And this is it's got a little bit of texture to it, but it's pretty easy to tie with. So we have enjoyed using that a good bit. I'm gonna let you set that down there so that we
Okay.
can use it here in a minute. And then this has been such a great embossing folder. We have really enjoyed using it, haven't we?
Yes, we have. We've used it a whole lot.
We have. Show them how it's kind of warped. Ours is kind of warped and it's just from use, but it still works just fine. But we
Yeah.
have kind of warped it a bit because we've run it through so many times. And if you haven't seen this yet, we have some mint tape. It's meant to mint to hold the dies down. If you want to take a little bit of tape and adhere your die down before you run it through the machine, it's great for that. But Cheryl actually put this mint tape on here because I needed to have a visual where I could line up the paper to run it through and have the opening of the wreath in the center of each piece. We were doing multiples. So that was really nice. And we just left it on there because we've used it multiple times.
Okay.
You can also use a Sharpie if you want to mark a certain place.
Okay.
So just know that
But
you can,
aren't those permanent?
well, not really, not on the plastic of the
Okay.
embossing folder. So it's really nice because you can, these are your tools, so you can alter them if you need to and make it work for you.
Okay.
All right, you want to show some samples and then we'll start making some projects. I have a whole big basket, Bill.
All right.
All right, here's one that we created for real, right?
Yes, yes, we did. And it's just it's a top folding card and it's got just for you on it. And we used that embossing folder and the gold
Gold
that-
foil sheet,
mhm.
which was beautiful. I'll
Yes,
take
is.
it back.
All right.
And then this is a card that Cheryl made for our launch party.
And it has some intricate cutting and all with the paper and the words Merry Christmas, a snowflake, and lots of those embellishments and some stamping and snowflakes on the
Yeah.
inside.
This one I think was a swap.
Okay. That looks like a package.
Isn't that
Man.
pretty?
And look how they did that that die cut
Mhm.
image, some greenery. That is pretty.
It's special, isn't it? I did not pull out. I don't know that I even have one of every piece of designer series paper. So
That's that tag die that I was trying to use earlier off of that set.
Okay.
Back in the back of that. And as you were saying, this one right here has that sentiment on it. It's got the little bit of stitching around the edge. It's got a beautiful bow on it. And it's got the foil paper on it. It's got a really nice layer on it and the ribbon.
Yeah, I didn't pull out. I don't think I have a piece of all of the designer series paper. So,
Okay.
but we're going to be showing it all.
This one has a piece of the greenery back behind it, and then the piece of the stamped image, and it's been colored with the, what were those sentiments called? So the gold sentiments that was in the package.
These are from the mix and match at the very front of the holiday catalog.
Okay.
This is a card that uses the designer series paper that's cut out with the die, like Dale was mentioning. And I just did it in 2 different colors. That was part of a Facebook Live. Here's a fun one. I don't know that they haven't seen the reel that we made yet, creating that project. So there's a little sneak peek for you.
So there's a reel to come?
There's a reel to come with that.
Okay.
All right. That one I think I created on Facebook Live as well.
Okay.
And this one is a swap. It's cute, isn't it?
Yes, it is. They got a little stamping on the inside, down in the corner. Cute little snowman.
I believe this one is a swap as well.
All right.
You can see this has been a really, really popular set. We've got lots and lots of samples to share with you, lots of different ideas.
Okay. They did a lot of coloring on that one.
They did. Here's another one. I think that Cheryl made that one as well, didn't she?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep, it's got her inside snowflakes and stamping. Pretty cute.
It is.
And then the gold bow and
That's pretty much the same
yes.
card. Okay, give me just 1 second. I think that's a different one.
Okay. That's
Got a whole
pretty.
bin of them.
That Mary sentiment is pretty in that set.
It is. That nice cursive.
Mhm.
Here's another one that Cheryl made. Now that's actually Snowflake Kisses dies, but then she used this designer series paper, which is really fun.
Okay.
Here's one that we made. A lot of people watching have made that card because they came to the launch party. So we talked about swiping plus inking is swinking. And that's what we call that, where you actually take your ink pad and go over that embossed, that raised area. And so it gives you that pretty effect. So lots of samples to show you and get you started off. Give us just 1 minute and we will be ready to go with our first project. Okay, first project we're making tonight. Super simple little layout and design, but it's so much fun.
Okay.
Going to be able to show off a couple of different patterns of the designer series paper. So we are starting off with the real red card base. I'm
All
going to
right.
go ahead and burnish that score line.
Sure.
And then
Okay.
we've got our inside panel to add.
All right.
Then of course you can put a little strip of DSP, some stamping on the inside if you want to. We're just keeping it simple.
Because we got lots of things to say, so we need lots of room to write. All right.
We do.
All right.
And then can you measure this piece of white right quick? I'm wanting to say it may be,
It looks like 4 3/4.
okay, 4 3/4 by,
What looks like 3 1/2.
okay. So then I've got two pieces of designer series paper that we're going to use. So they are 4 1/4 by, I think about an inch and a half, inch and a quarter. They may not meet all the way in the center, but that's okay because we're going to put another piece of DSP. Why don't you make it the opposite this time?
Okay. This one's a little bit shorter
Is
than
it
that.
too short?
Yeah. No, I think it's going to leave a little opening area. Is that good?
What do you mean shorter? Oh, well give me just a minute. Pause for just a minute and I'll go fix it. Okay, here's a different piece you can use.
All right. Thank you. Let me glue these together right quick.
So the paper may not match in the middle, meet in the middle. That's okay because we're going to be putting a strip across. So you just want to look at your top and bottom
Okay.
border.
We're gonna flip it upside down.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that. And then we've got a piece of another pattern that we can put across that center.
Okay.
And it's going to serve a couple purposes. It's going to bridge that gap between the papers and then also back our sentiment here.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Got your piercing mat?
Hold on.
Where did we put it? Here's one.
Oh, okay. Get a little real red to stamp with.
And you could really use real red or cherry cobbler, I think. We also for stamp class will have out Old Olive and just let people choose what they want to use. So you can do the same. Really, I think any red or green will work.
Yeah. Thank you.
And then you're gonna want to trim your sentiment down. Let me bring a trimmer in for that.
Okay.
If you want to use your paper snips, you can, but it's fairly tight on the sample to the words.
Well,
Do you have the twine or do I need to grab it?
it's right over here.
Okay. So this is the real red and white baker's twine. It actually carried over from last holiday catalog. We're just going to wrap that around. And do you want to do your cheater method with the
Please,
tape?
yes.
Okay, you like doing that?
I do indeed.
So just using a little scotch tape to hold down the ribbon. That's a trick I learned a long time ago with ribbon and twine. Helps conserve some of the ribbon so you don't have to wrap it all the way around, but it also makes it a lot easier. You can use glue dots if you want to. How many times you going?
I was going to go 3 times.
Okay.
Got a snip over there. Okay. And then
For the bow, it's kind of a little bit of a fussy bow, and you have a couple different ways you can do it. The first time when I did the sample, I wrapped it around my fingers like this, pinched it in the middle, and then just brought the twine around. I think what I'll do here is will you cut that for me right there
okay,
without cutting my finger off?
I'll try.
That'd be great. I think what we'll do is just a double twine bow. Kind of zhuzh it. That looked pretty good. That looks so okay. There we go.
Okay.
Got blue dots over there. We can put it on and we'll trim the tails.
Yeah. Now everything on in a mess. All right. See if I can get that. There's one.
It's really whichever look you like better.
I like that.
Like that one?
That's cute.
Okay, then we're just ready to leave that bone folder for just a second. Let me show this who's boss here because it's still sticking up.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Did you put dimensionals on the back of your sentiment
I did. You mean on my sample or now?
on the sample?
On the sample, I sure did. And these are little 1/2-inch strips that we have left over from cutting down cardstock for our inside panels. When you cut your cardstock at 5 1/4 by 4 inches, you end up with these 1/2-inch strips. And I know I've told you before, we have a little jar over on Dale's desk and we just pop those in that jar. And that way, when you need to do a little sentiment strip like this, you can just grab those out. Super handy. Yeah, that kind of backs that sentiment.
Mm-hmm. Cute.
Okay, we need an embellishment. I think that's all we need to add.
Okay.
And there's some little piece. Oh, you grabbed one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
From cutting for packets and stuff, we have just some little pieces of embellishment, so we're going to try to use those up.
Oh, let's put a big, well, if I can keep from sticking it to the table. Big gold one down here at the bottom. How about a blue over at the top? And another little green one down here. How's that?
Yeah. Okay, super quick and super easy, but super cute. So that's card number 1. And we'll get things ready for card number 2. I think you're gonna love card number 2. It is just so pretty and so elegant.
And shiny.
It
One
is
of our
shiny.
one of our favorite colors.
So this is featuring the embossing folder with just the white cardstock. And then you've also got that piece that Dale was talking about that you can die cut from the designer series paper. We're incorporating the ribbon as well. And a little bit more DSP. So we'll go ahead and get started on this one.
Okay.
I'm going to start with a thick basic white card base. And then we have our embossed layer.
Okay, we'll set that right there for the moment.
Okay.
All right, we got our emboss layer.
And then I've got a strip of designer series paper. Now you can see that that is wider than what's showing on our sample, but I did that purposely so that you can get everything lined up, and then your ribbon can even overlap that some if you want.
Okay. I'm gonna put a little extra because we're gluing to an embossed piece of paper. And I'm gonna try to use your method and hopefully they can see where I'll get this down next to the edge. And line everything up.
So when you're trying to get everything to the edge of your cardstock, then you can just set it on your work surface. And that kind of helps you ensure that you're getting that right up against the edge. Now we're going to take some ribbon. We'll use that cheater method with the tape again.
All right. I don't know, good. I need this down here.
It always helps that we do these videos after you've worked all day.
Yes, it does help. That's why I'm so energetic, right? Maybe not so
When
much.
our brains are always working at full capacity at the end of the day.
All right. Snip this off. Then another little piece of Scotch tape. Make it fairly tight.
Did you overlap it some?
Yeah. Maybe not enough, but I overlapped it some. Trying to jizz it over a little bit. There we go. That looks pretty good.
Okay.
Go ahead and glue that down.
We can.
And once again, I'm going to use quite a bit extra because those rough surfaces don't take, they take a little extra glue to get everything to attach down.
Well, when you emboss, not all of the paper is touching the other papers, so little more glue than what we typically use.
Maybe I won't be in trouble with Mary, right?
Okay, so now we've got that beautiful piece that we've cut from the designer series paper. But this is a super simple card. It just looks fancy. And there's different images on the DSP, so yours may be just slightly different. Ours are.
And they had a little bit different color palette in them,
Mm-hmm,
and that's okay.
mm-hmm.
They're going to be fantastic. And whoever gets your cards, not ever going to see the rest of them, so they're going to believe theirs is extra special.
It is extra special.
Okay. And then,
You bring your piercing mat back in.
sure.
And we'll go ahead and stamp the just for you.
We'll use some old olive.
And again, you could use whatever color you want. Photopolymer makes it easy to line up, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Hopefully they can see that.
I think so. I'm showing in my chamois on Facebook Live. That thing has been well loved.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. This is a good place to point out how that die is intricately cut and has a little bit of extra texture and all to it.
Mm-hmm. It's very pretty. It's well worth taking your time and getting it out of the die, but don't let me forget, we'll die cut one.
Okay. Oh, just kind of get that in there.
It does kind of a natural place that it drops down in where that circle at the center of the wreath is.
Oh, we need some.
Yeah, we just need a couple of embellishments and that card's done.
Well,
But
I'm gonna use the little blue ones because you got a little bit of the blue in here. Come on now. Okay, that's tough.
isn't it pretty?
It is
Simple but elegant. All right. Number 3 is coming up next. Okay, this next card is a fun fold, and this is called a side gatefold card. And we just went all out with the foliage on this one. Isn't that pretty?
It is pretty.
Okay,
I like it.
we'll walk through and work on this one. So you've got a side fold from either side. You want to go ahead and burnish that.
I'm gonna fold both of them in at the same time. See if I can, yeah, make sure everything's all closed up and nicely.
Yeah, you do want to make sure that you're not going to see any of that white inside panel. So if you have to zhuzh it just a little bit, but it should be okay.
Okay. Open it up, put the inside panel in.
Mm-hmm. Again, you can stamp on it if you want to. Decorate that up a little bit more. I just chose to go with just the inside panel.
Okay.
And then we have a small strip of DSP for that. Flip that paper over right quick. Well, you're going to put the glue on, but I mean, you could certainly add your papers like that if you want to.
That looks good.
Well, I kind of felt like having the green help pull from the foliage, but we can do one like that too, if you think that looks okay. It's just such beautiful paper.
It is beautiful paper.
It's beautiful paper. We got a comment on a reel the other day that people just could not believe we were gluing down the beautiful gold foiled paper, but we'll
Yeah.
do one each way.
I just think the way that this one's got the bow and all in it,
Like that.
and it just looks pretty with plenty of green in it. Looks pretty good.
Okay. I'm okay with that. Keep up with all our little ferns and leaves.
We got plenty of them,
We
right?
do.
Okay.
So now this next piece that we're gonna add is actually Secret Sea, which is one of the colors in this paper as well.
Okay. I'm just gonna dot this a couple of times.
That's what I did, and you do want to kind of position it up a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit of glue. I know sometimes people like to use the adhesive sheets. I prefer to have a little bit of lift with my greenery pieces so that they're not completely glued down, but whatever you prefer.
Okay.
And then we chose to pull in Mossy Meadow to give a little contrast too. That is not in the colors of the designer series paper, but of course it works well with the greenery like that. And then we've got a couple of little holly leaves, and I put them on with glue dots.
All right. You just put one glue
Just
dot
one glue dot at the end so that it would have a little bit of lift to it.
okay. Did you curl any of them up
I
or?
didn't, but that's a great idea to break the fibers a little bit with the bone folder. And
Okay. Let me see if I can. This first one to find a spot down here. Got him running back that way a little bit. Okay.
you just kind of have to watch your positioning because you still do have a pretty good size sentiment piece to add. And this banner does come in the traditional labels dies, and it is beautiful.
I'm gonna wait to put my embellishments on.
Okay. That's probably wise. I put my embellishments on and then had to work around them with the sentiment, but waiting is definitely a better idea. So now, Dale, are those stamps that you've kind of put together, or is that all one stamp?
This is all one stamp.
Okay, that's
Uh,
designed to go with this die cut piece.
Yes, I like putting stamps together
I know
and
you do. You know, if you had a happy birthday, you could certainly utilize this die cut with lots of different just line image stamps that you have, those strip sentiments that you have. And what's great about photopolymer, you can even curl them just a little bit if you want to curve them, not curl them per se, but curve them. And that would be really fun.
these have the curve in them to match
Mhm.
this piece.
Mhm.
So I think it's pretty
But you
neat.
could still use other photopolymer stamps is what
Yes,
I'm meaning, that you could still make that work.
it would be extra cool.
And that'll go on an angle. And it does kind of go across to the right side fold as well. And then you may want to add some small berries. I chose the larger embellishments, but I really kind of think the small might be pretty.
Okay. I got a couple of little.
Mhm. You like it better with the larger ones or the smaller ones?
I think the small ones are cute.
Mm-hmm.
Wish I'd got my leaves up a little higher. Holly leaves up a little higher.
See it? Oh, yeah. It's a lot to go on that that spot, but I think it's really pretty. And definitely see where you get the traditions of Christmas name, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. That's
All those
beautiful.
traditional colors and traditional symbols of Christmas. So pretty. Okay, we've got one more project left to do.
All
Give us
right.
just a second. So our last project is a little treat holder. We thought we'd put something special in there too, not just cards this time. So this is a really fun little treat holder. It can also be a gift bag if you had a small gift, jewelry or something like that, cold hard cash, right? You
Is
can
that a
fit.
hint? Hint? Nudge, nudge.
Let me think. Go ahead and make my Christmas list now, right?
Yes.
So a lot will fit in here, so you can get creative with that. It does stand up as well, so it's a really cute little treat if you're hosting an event or if you wanted to provide something for your coworkers, just leave it on their desk, that type thing. So we'll show you how to make this. Super easy, isn't it?
All right.
No, it's not hard at all. So there's really only about 3 pieces of paper that we're using. So this is a 6x6 piece of the designer series paper, and you just have to decide which side you want on the outside. I think that's going to be easy, don't you? This will be the outside. And so what you want to do is take some tear and tape, and you're going to get right up against the edge down the left and down the bottom. You want to go all the way across and all the way down your left side and the bottom part of
Okay.
your 6x6. And using a non-directional paper is what we're doing. You can certainly use directional paper, just pay attention to where you're putting your tear and tape and which direction you have it. Although I believe you could position this way as well
Absolutely.
if you wanted to. I just like the fact that it does stand up.
Okay. So I can peel that back just a little bit, get this guy underneath it.
Don't peel it back because
Okay.
just bump them up against each other.
You there? Why didn't you tell me that before I got started?
I don't understand the quandary. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So let's set that aside for a minute while we make the box. Did you burnish that? You want to grab the bone folder and
All right.
because if you go ahead and burnish that onto your paper, it will make it easier to remove that
Okay.
little covering paper, okay? So now we've got our box. And again, Dale, would you measure that for me? I know one side is 3 inches. I'm thinking the other one is 2 and
It's 3 by 2.5.
2.5. Okay. And then it is scored at 3/4 of an inch all the way around. So we want to burnish all those score lines really good.
Okay.
And this is one of those things that this little box does not have to be perfect. The only part that shows is the bottom if somebody were to pick it up and inspect it. So don't get too concerned about your little box.
Okay.
And then you're just going to snip in to the score line to make the little tabs.
Okay.
Okay. Flip it around.
And the other side.
Mm-hmm. Again, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Don't do all 4 sides, just 2 sides.
Okay.
Then I use just a tiny dot of liquid glue on the tabs. You want to bring the tabs into the center.
Okay.
Just a tiny bit of liquid glue. I did not go all over it. I just put a dot in the middle of the tab so it doesn't squish out.
Okay.
And then bring your tabs to the center to create your box. And then hold it for just a moment so that your glue has time to adhere. You do all your tabs at once?
I did.
You're just an overachiever, aren't you? I did 2 tabs and then I did the other 2 tabs.
That would have been smart.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to hold it for a minute?
No, I think I got it. So a little bit extra glue squeezed out and
Yeah, so
stuck everything down.
less is more, but it's okay. Actually, this is one time that having a little bit of glue on the sides is gonna work in your favor. Okay,
Okay.
so now let's go ahead and I'll have you do the stamping.
Okay.
Then you want to go ahead and bring in your die cut piece and we'll show them
Okay.
on this one. So Dale ran some white cardstock through. This is just basic white cardstock through. And you can see if he were just to push that out with his fingers of the die, it's going to tear it.
It wants to tear. So what I try to do is kind of lift off one of the corners like
With a
that.
paper piercer or your take your pick tool.
Right. And then run your tool right down in the edge of it. And then sometimes these pieces where it's got all the stenciling in it get stuck pretty hard. And there's when you notice that on your die when it's doing that, run another piece of the wax paper or your dryer sheet, and that'll help it release.
You got it?
Got it.
Awesome. Okay. That really does work. And these pieces are just so pretty with that beautiful detail around the edges.
Okay.
So we've got our Merry and Bright sentiment. That's going to look really good on that designer series paper, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Gonna be. Hopefully it's gonna come out nice and dark and bold.
Good.
There we go.
All right. I'll take that so I can put it on the chamois. And then we'll pop just a couple of dimensionals towards the center of that.
Okay.
And then we'll be ready to go with that.
Okay.
All righty. So now we're ready to go ahead with our take your pick tool and take the release paper off.
Okay. Take all of it off.
Go ahead and take it off.
Okay. Now, which end do I start with?
You're gonna start down. Whoop, where's your
Got tearing tape on
tearing
here.
tape on this side and this bottom. You're gonna take your box and line it up with the bottom of your paper, the bottom of your box on the long side. You're gonna line it up, but you're gonna go about halfway on your box. So the bottom of your box with the bottom of your paper.
Okay.
And about halfway on your box.
Okay.
Can you move your hands back for just a second so they can kind of see you got that positioning?
Yep. Not quite half.
That's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, when you pick this up, what I like to do is just hold it upside down and I'm just going to work that paper around, keeping the edge justified with the bottom of the box.
Okay.
So right now, you're only concerned about that bottom. And getting everything lined up and working your way around. And then when you get to the back, you've got that adhesive all the way up the back. Get the bottom lined up good. And then lay your piece of paper down with the adhesive on your work surface and take your bone folder. It kind of comes together, doesn't it? Lay it.
Yeah, oh, I got it kind of wrinkled.
Okay. Yeah, get your wrinkles out. Then if you'll lay it on your table and use the bottom end, not the pointy end, but the bottom end of your bone folder,
Okay.
you can reach in there and rub that to get the adhesive to attach. It really does just come together.
Yeah, it does.
If you're paying attention to the bottom, then you have like a little tube there. So this is where I say jewelry. diamonds, cash,
Ah,
whatever. Whatever. Oh, candy. Oh, we're gonna put candy in today. You got some over there?
yeah,
So
chocolate's kind of like
chocolate is kind of like jewelry, isn't it?
a
So we'll
Werther's.
take some chocolate, some Werther's. There's not a lot of Christmas candy out on the market right now, but you know, next week probably.
Next week.
Okay, so now that you've got your treat inside, what we like to do to close it up is use our Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher. If you do not have one of those, then just use a stapler. You could also use maybe a dimensional
Mm,
inside,
okay.
some tear and tape inside. So you come down, how far? Half an inch-ish?
Yeah, half an inch. Just
Okay. All right. And now if you will hand me the ribbon, we'll go ahead and make a bow. And then you've got your little tag that you can add on there.
I hate to cover that flower up.
Oh, we'll put it down a little bit further then, or up a little bit further. Either way, you do you, boo-boo.
oh,
Oh,
hey,
let me try that one more
you
time.
gotta peel the backs off of that.
You do. I started to earlier, and then I was like, no, that's going to get us in trouble since we had a minute before we needed it. There's a bow we can trim there and put that on the top.
Okay.
And a little secret with that is I put across the staple, I put about a half inch to 3/4 of an inch of tear and tape. That's how I
Okay.
added my bow. I typically will use glue dots, but I'm just not sure that that will keep the bow held on, just with the texture of the ribbon and the fact that it's a 3D little treat holder. I just want to make sure what happened.
Nothing. I'm just trying to
Oh, line it up.
line it up and cut it straight.
Thought I had a tacky bow or something.
Yes.
We got a comment on a video that someone did not like our tacky bow. We're not really quite sure what that means, but we've gotten a lot of mileage out of that, haven't we?
Well, if they want to tell us what it means to have a tacky bow,
Any bow we've tied since has been a tacky bow, regardless of what it looks like. I think that's so hilarious.
you'll have to explain that to me because I'd like to know.
I don't want to know. Use your, there you go. I was going to say, use your take your pick.
How about that?
Look at that. That didn't take any time at all, did it?
No, I didn't.
So you can make treats. That's also a really fun way. Like I usually get Holly and Tara like some lip gloss, makeup remover, little hand creams or something, like the little trial size
Yeah.
of cosmetics you can put in there. That'd be great in a stocking too, is what I was trying to say. A fun little surprise in a stocking.
There we go.
Yep, just add some embellishments and we'll go ahead and bring in all of our projects from today. They turned out super cute, didn't they?
And they turn out extra cute.
And I will put an album in the Facebook group, our community Facebook group, CT's Craft and Connect. So you can see all of those cards that we shared, the samples. We've also made a sampler with this, and we're doing cards with the same suite for bingo next week. So we'll have lots of different ideas to inspire you. So you can check that out in CT's Craft and Connect. You can either scroll down through the thread or you can go to the albums tab and take a look. All right. What do you think, Dee?
I think it's been fun. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we appreciate you and hope to see you again next month. Bye.